somebody told me that this is actually the first concert against the war that has happened in the country. I can't believe it.
What is it?
Not in our name. The pledge to resist. We believe
that as people living in the United States, it is our responsibility to resist the injustice done by our government in our names. Not in our name.
Will you wage endless war? There can be no more deaths. No more transfusions of blood for oil.
Not in our name. Will you invade countries?
Bomb civilians.
Kill more children. Letting history take its course.
Over the graves of the nameless.
Not in our name.
Will you erode the very freedoms you have claimed to fight for? Not by our hands will we supply weapons and funding for the annihilation of families on foreign soil. Not by our mouths will we let fear silence us. Not by our hearts will we allow whole peoples or countries to be deemed evil. Not by our will and not in our name. We pledge resistance. We pledge alliance with those who have undergone attack for voicing opposition to the war or for their religion or ethnicity. We pledge to make common cause with the people of the world to bring about justice, freedom, and peace. Another world is possible, and we pledge to make it real.
I can't believe it. That this is actually the first one. So that means that everybody's afraid.
We've got mountains of sorrow, rivers of pain, skies full of suffering, not in my name.
Really the goal of my music and the energy that I try to give out is to, offer some healing and something to motivate one to sit down and reflect and actually breathe and feel good.
Rivers of pain, skies full of thunder, not in our name.
The more we raise our voices and we do it unified, the more difficult it is for us, for them to continue to break us down. And I look out, the news is being reported and really what's out there, and I constantly say, that's not where I stand. That's not where I what I represent is not what I believe in. So it's like when I can use my voice to offer another point of view, I do.
They don't know the trouble that who does see the twisted shallows falling, capturing minds? 2 years of you go from my black niggas to suburban kids. I know this world weighs heavy on your low set lids. This is for dark nights and sharp blades, from mountains of pain in your tear stained face. Yeah. For every time they beat you, every time they lie, every time you suffered, every time you cry. This is for broken dreams, shattered with precision, misunderstood visions, lives christened in prison. Dismiss them, you never meant to understand. Tag on any woman, kiss the sky when you can. Transformation, work them, to trace the outline of your soul when you desert them. Cause they don't know the trouble that you've seen. Who cares tonight? It's gonna be okay.
Come on, sing along, y'all.
Alright, free your mind. It's only for tonight. Gonna be okay. Alright, you don't have to fight tonight. Yo,
come on.
See, the world is a crazy, fucked up place. They got us walking around in circles and we don't know where we standing at. But you gotta balance and find the center. Yo, that's to free your mind before they lead you like the rest with guns and daggers. It's a slow, silent death while reckless you await for the world to fall. It's not gonna happen if you hemmed against the walls of your own design. They cross all space and time. Who caused the vision? Who drew the lines? Finding it hard to breathe. Got bruises on the knees from praying to leave.
Please.
Cause TV ways to escape the venom. The biggest fight is for your life is for the next gen. Defend them, the rules bend them.
Man, what's that?
That's Mystic, she's out there smashing it right now. Sorry, man. Right.
Wow.
Alright, free your mind. It's only for the night. Gonna be okay. Alright.
For me, I feel like as artists, we have this incredible platform to stand on, to encourage people to think, to raise awareness.
How long shall we sit in silence? How long shall we sit in silence?
What's amazing about being young and here tonight, what's amazing about the poetry scene and the underground hip-hop scene is that all these young writers are in the process, all these young painters, visionaries, artists, filmmakers, photographers are in the process of redefining what it means to be all the things that we've been told that we are. You see, because the old definitions have been handed down to us, and the old definitions can do no more than lead us to exactly where we are. A state of war, a state of emergency.
I believe that art itself serves to connect us to our higher selves, to our higher consciousness, whether that's, a heightened political consciousness, heightened spiritual consciousness, they're all interconnected.
The greatest Americans have not been born yet. They are waiting patiently for the past to die. Please give blood, George Bush. Please give blood, Ashcroft. Please give blood, Catholic priests in Boston and elsewhere. Please give blood so that the beings in waiting will find their way into the wombs of warrior women.
What costs and what benefits come with really trying to speak for at least some voices of some people?
We get to play at things like this,
Right. That's one
with
of the big
groups
parts.
like, the Coup,
right.
And yeah, we get to hang out.
Make some noise if you like good hip hop. Yeah.
This is the first in a lot of steps to bring people that are already, in the public eye, out of the closet, so to speak, about their views on the war. So, and I thought it was important to be here.
This is coming on top to the west side. Like the time you go on the right side. Peace. Ozomatli. And you're the nigga. Put your hands up. I'm provocative and post-operative, FBI operative, who broke version of that black man pound, and hate you assist that you pay for now. I'm also anti-narco, anti-vice, 911, what's anti-crime, they anti-social, give 6 minutes, cause I'm anti-the nigga machine, full of period, fucking that proletariat, full of in the 21st century, Jericho, what is everybody saying? Fuck it all, figure people with you as a brother, all this being global like jailbreak.
Part of a movement. That's how we felt when the band got together. That was, we were a part of something. We were doing something. It wasn't just playing music, and I think, and that continues with us. Like, we want to be a part of something that's bigger, that that can really create change and affect people in a different way.
It's one thing to preach to the converted, because that's affirmation. That's like where you go and you feel love, you get energy, and it makes you feel good to go out and keep doing it. But when you're out there doing it with people who don't necessarily feel that way, I think that's a good place to be, and that's why it's important for musicians and artists to put it out there, because it's gonna challenge people. It's gonna make people think a separate way. If you're out there doing it, if you're not out there pushing the limit, it's the message isn't gonna get across.
All this music goes out to each and every one of you doing the real work in the streets to stop this war. Son la muerte y el cambio. En la vida dos cosas ciertas son la muerte y el cambio.
You're still right here. What's up? We rolling?
We're rolling.
Okay.
What's up, Jerry?
What's up? How come you cleared your schedule? Got your whole band here. Came to represent. What's it mean to you?
Man, I came for the tuna sandwiches.
right.
L.A., California, back up in the West Coast now. It's Blackalicious in the house, and we have come to turn it outward. At Artspeaks right now, y'all people wave your hands up in the air and move your body all around and yell just like you do not care. Say ho! Say ho!
I think it's some really messed up things that happened on September 11th and whatnot, and that shouldn't have happened. But I think that we need to look at why that happened, and what led to those events,
Get the gap up on the mic, I strike it like a go belly. Get up here on the microphone and I be reciting this shit from off the top of my brain, dropping it insanely in the zone that you would never come inside. And so I must retrain myself for being inside of the zone in which I'm riding in. G ain't lyrical and here's where I'm residing in LA, and you know that I be loving this city and the poppings and the sunshines and the ladies that are pretty. It's me. G ain't be the one who rocks up on the mic until the break of day, and you know that I strike this down like lightning. Everybody know you cannot believe
what you see, cause everything ain't reality. Now, I think there's powers that be that don't tell us the truth of what we need to hear. They show us this shit on the news like that shit's really the proof, but we need to look between the lines, see what is there in the soul of evil men that try to rule the planet and just take control of every single one. I'm coming back from the garden. Well, everybody know that this here is a party. We never stop and I'll be doing this off and over. Calling it strictly the spirit, and so I hear it, and this is my goal and give it, and that's on a whole with the earth and the sun and the seas and the moon and the sun, and I just begun, and we haven't even won yet. Everybody listen, yo, I'm fine, weighs a ton, dropping it, never stopping it. Oh yes, GA lyrical, and I must profess. Everybody knows we must question authority. You was put here to protect us, but who protects me? Who protects we? For real.
We get pieces, you know, we get bits and pieces, we get the parts that people want us to see, you know. So, you know, the whole thing with Brainwashers is just, you know, question that, you know, and read between the lines, and you know what I'm saying?
It's always 20 or 30 years later before you find out just elements of the dirtiest shit that went on.
There can be no more deaths, transfusions of blood for oil. We are a people haunted by the ghosts of the indigenous. We are a people laden with the guilt of the diaspora. Our buildings have fallen, too many stories on a sunken foundation. Too many lies told on sacred ground. We have been named after disciples of truth, defendants of freedom, and cannot let history take its course over the graves of the nameless, not in our names. We will not rebuild our cities to the same phallic proportions. We can no longer incorporate a myth devoid of old wives' tales. We are a people longing for worlds which reflect the true meanings of constituted words. We are a people realizing that enterprise is not free when it comes at the cost of colonialism, imperialism, oppression, and death in all shades of brown. We have gathered as the ruins of our fallen empire, refusing to be melded into yesterday's logic. Let the dogs eat dogs. They have been fed gunpowder and the mangled flesh of the frightened. We are women who would not be burned. We are men who would not be lynched. We are children of an undigestible past, bearing water for the future. We stand turbaned, blue-eyed, woolly-haired, red-skinned, slanted-eyed, neckties and piercings alike, refusing to condone another atrocity in the name of a militant father, an unforgiving son, and a wounded spirit.
If you look at the numbers, Gulf War, 60,000 women and children. Panama, you know, if you look at the numbers that our American regime has inflicted, the death toll that we have inflicted on the world at large for the sake of our lifestyle and what have you. Yeah, exactly. And what we are continuing to do.
Right.
Exactly.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Look, you know, just
if you
all
look
over
at
the
those
world.
numbers,
I think
then you exactly, and you look at the World Trade, you're like, wow, we got off kind of simple. You know?
You can take a plane to Spain, and I guarantee when you get there you will see people like us, people like us. You can go to Nicaragua and see people like us.
don't believe in war, period. And I think that what the United States is doing, in response to 911, I don't believe that the response is the correct response. I believe that there's always another way out, and the thing is rather than just whipping people into a frenzy and going to war, we need to at least ask the question, why are these people over here angry enough at us to where they're willing to go into all kind of terrorism type shit. Are we going to go to war against the whole wide world? Is that what we plan to do?
Good, I have to go to the I'm so glad to see you. You got it going on. You want to like shoot it against that wall?
I'm from Iran. I'm sure Lita will have a lot to say. She's from Afghanistan. She, has been going through a lot during this war, for sure.
I sympathize absolutely with what happened in 9/11 and seeing people in a horrified situation, because it reminded me of my own people for many years. But the anger came that, like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this all about? It's like, this is like I've been suffering from this for 25 years. I see my own people, like, just get bombarded, lose homes. I have lost my home. I've lost my people, everything. I feel like everything that I had a connection to is gone.
We got love for everybody in the house. It's really, really, my heart is sore, and all these people in here making it beautiful. Right now, we're going to bring on a band. They're from all over the world. Homeboy is representing from Morocco. He's got a new album dropping on June 11th. He's the only musician here tonight from the Middle East and African region, and he's an incredible musician, toured the world all over, got down with Peter Great, Gabriel, and a bunch of other people. Please put your hands together for Mr. Hassan Hakoum.
born Muslim, and you know, it's such a part of our tradition. And seeing the veil and the chador is like, both of our grandmothers wore those, you know. And then suddenly we get Western feminists just really, you know, exploding about the concept of the veil and not really understanding the concept. And seeing that Muslim women are sort of being the reason that Afghanistan is getting bombed, it was heartbreaking to both of us. I even saw some groups that were, you know, really against the war. They were saying things like, in Afghanistan, women aren't able to jog. Well, who the hell could jog in Afghanistan? People didn't have food. They couldn't do anything. So I turned on the TV, and suddenly I see this on the news, and I was so sad. I was just so sad looking at this and visually seeing people die right in front of my face on the TV. And then immediately I thought of so many Muslim people. I was just so scared for so many Muslim people, and I thought about my mother. I mean, I'm a fighter. I don't really care what they do to me, but I don't want anything to happen to my family and all the people that I love. I knew immediately that the scapegoat would be Muslim people.
For me, this has been a really difficult time because I've lost a lot of people in the war for the past 25 years, and then I see my own people get bombarded again. They were bombarded by the Russians and now by the Americans. It's like it's just too much.
The fact that so many bombs were dropped on Afghanistan is disgusting, because Afghanistan, after so many wars, there were so many impoverished people living there. And the fact that you're literally bombing completely impoverished people is disgusting. I don't like to point fingers, but if you're supporting this war, shame on you. Shame on you.
Good evening. On September 11th, my cousin Sue, her husband Peter, and their 2.5-year-old daughter Christine were killed when their plane hit the Second World Trade Center. They shouldn't have died. Nothing in the world, no act, can bring them back or console the heartrending sadness our family feels. That they're dying, that their deaths are being used to justify a horrendous and immoral war against folks all around the world enrages me. In no way would Sue, Peter, and Christine want to be remembered as the catalyst for global war. The war on terrorism isn't about September 11th. It's not being waged to console my family's grief. None of the hijackers were from Iran, Iraq, North Korea, Libya, Syria, or Cuba. They weren't from Afghanistan or Palestine. My cousin Sue, like myself, we're daughters and granddaughters of refugees who lost home, family, and country because of the Korean War, a war waged by U.S. greed and militarism. After 50 years, the U.S. is still bent on global domination, using anything, including my family's tremendous loss, to wage war everywhere against anyone who is resisting U.S. domination and the poverty and suffering it produces. Thank you.
And when you tell a story and the buildings come crumbling down, make sure you are telling the people the whole story. Everybody look up! Everybody look up! Everybody look up! The sky is falling! The sky's falling like a portal and death is lurking. Niggas killing each other, leaving bodies, nobody searching for. Juveniles and losing ground, catching a bit of hurt of blood. Brothers is drinking and working, homeless searching for their son. Liquor stores up on every corner and younger people done accepted defeated and lost their pile of even food. Hood is on the mark, you can see when you both feed into their death and you picking and parking. Or just getting and leaking and banging and college was banging. They always slugging, highly intelligent African go with the pork slugging. And the colleges they planning a plan for by your government. A genocidal evil while the devil is robbing it. Children in high school, older who's working their glasses on. People this Wednesday checking for what is happening. Just waiting our women, knocking them up. People might smack them up and ain't no way to reach us. We see it like hell passing the bridge. Lightning crumbling, buildings falling, lasers shattering, membranes scattering, happening, souls keep burning, he's plummeting, rain and thunder. Lightning crumbling, buildings falling, lasers shattering, membranes scattering, happening, souls keep burning, and the sky keeps plummeting. It's falling, no one is watching, tornadoes twisting, winds, nobody is listening, fires, no one pays attention. Energies are erupting, blurring the intentional vision, doctors and lawyers and scientists all locked in the prison of the mind.
It was written before 9/11.
Wow.
And then after, you know.
Right. All of a
So
sudden,
then,
it's
and then
like-
all of a sudden it has like this extra
Yeah, I've spoken to a
buildings
lot of different
coming.
artists now who had the same shit. Like some shit they had written in advance of like 9/11 or whatever, some other like, you know, hectic havoc event, and all of a sudden it's like bang, like right. All of a sudden this shit is massively relevant and topical. Totally. When in fact, like it always was. You
topical,
just
right.
weren't checking for it like that. You know, the audience, the label, of whoever, the critic, they weren't checking for it like that before.
Lightning crumbling, buildings falling, hurricanes are shattering, membranes scattering, insane happening, souls keep burning, sky keeps plummeting, rain and thunder and lightning crumbling, buildings falling, hurricanes are shattering, membranes scattering, insane happening, souls keep burning, and the sky keeps plummeting down. Los Angeles, the sky is lightning crumbling, buildings falling, hurricanes are shattering, membranes scattering, insane happening, souls keep burning, and the sky keeps plummeting down. We are off the planet, spinning high like Riots. Who got what we got? The whole house rocking, get you high like treetops. We are stopping, keep stepping like Reeboks, like say no balances. In the neck and every day and out, all challenges. There comes temperatures in the top of manager. Up on stage, that's how they can't handle us. They can't hang with us, microphone maker us. We're damn dangerous, wax out stranglers. Soft and dangerous, put that on the dang nigga. Watch the crowd go when we leave and they dang us now. Put us shanking in there, you don't give it, motherfucker, we gon' give it respect. Cause the lucky back arrest, deliver lightning with justice. And pass it over to the gift that got the best next like this. TV, having a TV flick on the prime, reedy, but I can't, but the rappers can't see me, in a lamp or laughing like living BDs, inside of a PC. Eating your seeds like things on dinner plates, existing, risking careers, living in her face, flowing notions. We have got to win this race of life before death comes. At the end of the night, it's the race, running up in your head, fun, never sins, this is the real rubber that they going through. You've been warned, into facilities sworn to. Focus matters, repressions of little kung fu. Focus status, put your mind where your soul is, hold it panic. On a roll like granite, rock, feel the planet, rock in it don't, quick in it don't, stop, we rock in it don't, rock.
Like we did this show in Cleveland, and this one dude was like, you know, he had a Harley Davidson shirt, and he was like, fuck you, when I was saying something against the war. And then at the end of the show, he was like, you know, I really thought about what you said, and I shouldn't have screamed like that because I agree with you.
People know if you're sincere or not. You know, it's like
your
if you're in that environment, people will know if you're sincere or if you're just fucking bullshit.
I want to be all over the radio and all over MTV, and because it happens to be a system where that's where everybody's already locked into.
Right.
And so what it ends up happening functioning wise, if you want to look at it objectively, you know, my art is being used to sell these products if I'm on the radio, if I'm on MTV or whatever. But you know, you figure out where that line is. The point is, is to affect the rest of the world, and you're gonna have to do that. Like back in the day, we used to always host Video Soul, and then like Video Soul, sponsored by Ford with the Coup, you know, sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it makes them look like, hey, they don't care. They don't really powerful. They just, you know, let shit going on.
Like a cool version of like the Explorer. You know, like the Shack Attack Lincoln or some shit. They're gonna represent like that, or you rein them in. You know what I'm saying?
Happy Meal.
Coup Happy Meal, right? For African History Month, the Shaka Zulu boots and the Coup Happy Meal represent supersize, baby.
You gotta get up right now. Sing along, turn the system upside down. Turn the system upside down. It's also get up right now. Get up right now. Turn the system upside down. Come on. You're supposed to get up right now. Turn the system upside down. Check this out. This little bitch here. Never let a shit turn.
Come on, no one's there.
Man, I got it.
Hey, I got licorice. Oh, you guys got licorice too, right? After September 11th, you know, our government just disregarded like everything. It seems like everything went out the window. They can harass you just because of your last name and like just on another level now. Terrorists, you know what I mean? Like they're terrorists, they terrorize us all the time, you know. I'm terrified of the police, you know what I mean? Like the truth is, like all these constitution is a bunch of BS because like the cops can do whatever they want to you at any given moment. Bury you in the desert and that's it. And now with this whole Patriot Act now, even more, you know? You got no rights, man. They could just take you to an alley, beat you down, and that's it. And it happens. And no one could say it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Quick, call the number, my people are in trouble. 911 send help on the double. Tsunami never comes, so today remain humble. Babylon will crumble when I bring the words that bubble. Some people live in low, some people live in high. Most people that I know working class 9 to 5. But you need to focus, your camera lens is broken. Took the snap, jungle homes, asking for a token. My people born and jumping off the side of the bridge. Finally be boosted because of immigrants. America, you building out the future of our kids. It's jobless, single parents, underpaid teachers, and overworked immigrants. So I'll take it to the next level of defense. I grip the mic, tight spit, where that makes sense. Life is too short to forever be a brother. Keep bringing you the message, giving you the lesson. Keep your head bobbing, your mind still stressing. My form of expression, resist against oppression. On the front lines, that's me. The microphone invention, injecting all the children. While I prepare lies, all the bad when I bring the 20/20 vision. I see across the ocean. On the other side, it takes the same notion that the Holy Ghost is spoken. Keep my heart broken, from old school to new school, from preschool to high school. In this game, we're playing with the head is west. Through cold press, and we all got heads.
There are more people that are looking for meaning in their music, and I think that that it's impacted it in the way that people take music seriously, you know.
They twisted it when he brought him out St. Tom. He said political power was from the barrel of a gun. The officer beat his snake by 44-38. It wasn't dirty deep, but that don't need a dirty case. Witnesses against the state were shook. Facts overlooked, so the judge gets on the book. The house of politicians with Saul and Coup. In the city where they blew the roof off of fools. Questions would answer me to more questions. Why you can't first, you remember a confession. The principle's the same even without the name, but I'm still N-U-M-I-A. I have to fight, it can easily be me. For just being a victim and speaking it freely. Although I use my brain before using a fist. Don't push it, wake up, refuse and resist.
It's a dark world, and if we shine the light, then it's going to be seen, you know. And I think by doing stuff like this, by just coming together, by, you know, just having a conversation like this amongst brothers, that we could just be hanging out doing any number of things, but we're here and doing something progressive and something positive.
You is the D, the I, the L, the A, the T, the E, the G, the P, So it's the D, the I, the L, the A, the T, the E, the D, the P, the E, the O, the P, the L, the E, the S. Yes, so fresh.
Suspense, theme and variation, train robbery, panic.
Description of equation.
I'm after the gold and after that platinum. Want what you don't have so far.
Neither one's happened.
I was told by my peeps,
play your chords right.
Bit hard, never look back.
Disregard how
goes for bad reviews,
good reviews.
Any press the news, I don't watch the tube, I watch the cruise.
Triple optic, cockpit views. Birds eye, that's the rhythm in the words I use. I learned to burn pain for fuel. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. The other side of the game is cool. I'm back to school to master rule. Born in the church with a pastor rule. I embrace the task and give birth to tools. And keep the pressure on that turns earth to jewel.
Bodies are moving right now, the minds are open right now, the eyes are open, the ears are open, and that's what it's all about. The seeds have been planted, now they're gonna go, pollinate the rest of the world and do whatever they need to do, but we gotta just touch them one person at a time, in earshot and eyes, whether it's painting a picture, whether it's singing a song, performing a poem or a song or a dance or whatever it is, capoeira, could be martial arts.
Picture, sing your song,
whatever
be
it is.
about it, be a poem, you know what I'm saying?
Live on stage, I see y'all. Check it out, y'all. You're now rocking with the best like this. We up. And we do it for you, we do it for you. We do a baboon cuts into Alchemist instrumental. Show your love, y'all. Make some
that we tour a lot, you get a chance to go to see how other countries view the world, how the news is different over there, how the newspapers are different, how education is different, so you get a world view. So, for me personally, I think it's just that the people around, I'm noticing that the people around me are more aware of world issues. Countries they didn't even really care what part of the world they were in, now they're concerned about foreign policy in these places.
Come on, LA, check it out, y'all. You're now rocking with the best like this. Everybody, come on, we up. And we do it for you, we do it for you, we do it for you, we do it for you.
Peace, worldwide, peace. 100 people I knew, a little over 100 people that were murdered on September 11th. And the only thing for me that was worse than that is the fucking response. That we're going around and killing thousands of more people to represent for the Americans that were killed. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm a citizen of the world. I'm sorry that people that I knew and some of them I loved were killed. But no more blood for oil. So fuck all that. This last piece I'm gonna do is for the people I knew who were murdered on 9/11 and the people that are being murdered now around the world in our name, and we say no, not in our name. In and around 11:55 a.m. on Thursday, September 16, 1920, an old single-top wagon drawn by an elderly dark bay horse plodded westward on Wall Street. It stopped near 23 Wall. Just over the rear axle was 100 pounds of TNT, covered by 500 pounds of fragmented sash weights. More than 200 people were hurt and 30 killed when the bomb exploded at 12:01 p.m. It was never determined who was responsible. Angry men with agendas, colleagues and classes at flight schools far, far away. We define ourselves in pastels and irises, the precision of needing pictures of grandkids, duct taped along the rails of our arms. Our definitions lost in rituals, our rituals migrate to Venus fly traps and dollar bills. Consumption is religion and privilege is sanctuary. Our internal architecture is ancient rather contemporary. We will fill the space within ourselves or we will die trying. I'm telling you, I want to know how we're caught each morning, thousands of us trapped in rituals of isolation. Each one of us trying to breathe the same note, the carbon dioxide, the syncopation, each working against the other. Is it that we're really lost and too small on these million-foot trails, or are we just lost in the sauce? Can some of us be contained in a cotton sack or the nap of a flag? And the nap of a flag, lost among 1,000 choices and none of them good. All the way from the West Bank to the motherfucking hood. Will we choose to be frank or just pretend we're not misunderstood? Will we choose to be frank or just pretend we're not misunderstood? Our griefs that way on our beach all these years, now painting salt tapestries down our faces and the traps of our tears. I regret I did not honor you more when you were here. I regret I did not honor you more when you were here. I regret my hope wasn't greater than some of my fears. I hope that sooner
rather than later, we stop grinding our teeth into these broken gears. My choices are greater than two fools. I'm gonna honor your memory by letting my humanity break through. My choices are greater than two fools. The results of conflict are only celebrated by fools. I refuse to choose war, I choose you. I refuse to choose war, I choose you. 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 Check it out, yo. New York, home of the art outlets and one-stop shops that are smashing together of high and low art end. This is capitalism front and center, cell phone emporiums, and New Jack detention centers. I put the statue on the stroll, cause eventually they pay back the money I lent her. When they taking more people I sent her. She tested positive from the fools that betted her. Took cocaine and freaked it, flipped in a crack and had dollars started speaking. I had the hood straight up fiending. What the fuck this got to do with hip-hop and beats? What the fuck is things he doing on 42nd Street? What the fuck we gonna do if we can't all speak it? The same language of humanity. What happened to Children of the Park? 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 What happened to Children of the Park and blazing joints? I wanna know why is this shit got anyone choose how exclamation points? City Hall seasons, currently famous for all the murders and sisters. Heaven and hell and curse on the major deacon. When shit got unlikely, we say yeah, when hell got to be freezing. That must be now, cause there's too many funerals crammed into a single weekend. I say fuck the flag, cause that's what started all this beefing. Islam is not the enemy, it's the truth I be seeking. It's the truth I be seeking. In spite of all the bullshit the president be speaking, took him 4 days to visit my city. He was busy playing hide and seeking. Fuck all these hawks, front like doves. Now is the moment push has come to shove. I'll tell you right now, 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 check it out. One voice, one moment, one people, one love. 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 One voice, one moment, one people, one love.
You know, at its best, like, it is transcendental. Like, art is transcendental. There'll be a moment or two for someone in the audience, maybe a handful of people, maybe many, but there'll be like some moment that's really like inspires folks to imagine something different, to imagine some different options for themselves, to imagine what if things could be different. And I think that's art's job, because if a person can't even imagine a different world, how the hell are you going to get there?
I got this song that I wrote to my daughter. It's called Wear Clean Draws, you know. You know your mama told you to do that, right?
That's what Artspeaks is so great about, is like getting everybody together and showing, you know, a joyous spirit of ferocious resistance. And I think it's actually ferocious joy that we're feeling tonight, and we're having a great time.
Check this out, y'all. You know you my cookie baby and you're too smart. I can read it in the lines of your screw art. True heart, I mean courage, express with care. Go on, draw them superheroes with the curly hair. You my daughter, my love, don't kid to me. This for you and the woman that you finna be. Tell that boy he's wrong, girls are strong. Next time it's show and tell, play a war song. Tell your teacher I said princesses are evil. How they got all their money but they kill people. If somebody hits you, hit them back. Then negotiate a peace contract. Life is a challenge and you gotta team up. If you play hard, pretend and prepare clean up. You too busy with the other things you gotta do. When you start something, I remember follow through. Later on, you finna blossom like a lotus. Look it in the boys and the boys gon' notice. It don't matter who you do it with. Just remember when I tell you, baby, you the shit. Handshakes and promises, lies get spoiled. Words should be bond and sealed. Wash your hands after using the toilet. Brush after every meal. And always sing. Wear clean draws. Every day. Things may fall the wrong way. I can't hear nothing, but it go like this. Wear clean draws. Every day. Things may go the wrong way. You be lying there waiting for the ambulance, and your underwear got holes and shit. If you're in the mattress, little scratch right here. Damn, can we get a little scratch right there? Damn, can we get a little scratch right here? Damn, can I get a
just thankful and proud to be here and to be at this place where we can stand up and maybe this will actually spark something.
The revolution takes time and space. You as a woman gotta know your place. This in the front, baby. I'm being blunt, baby. Thank you, man. Say it's the time of the month, baby. Your face is just like the sun when it raises. Thank you for adding beauty to my praises. Handshakes and promises, lies get spoiled. Words should be fine and sealed. Wash your hands after you use the toilet. Brush after every meal and always wear clean clothes every day.
So you have to take it to the mountaintop. You have to scream it into a microphone. You have to paste it to a wall. You have to, spray it on a train. And so I'm here because I feel the responsibility that comes with being here now.
Check this out. Right here, you gotta do what the singers tell y'all to do. Everybody, clap your hands. To the ladies from this motherfucker.
Two autumns and I haven't changed enough. It's September 12th and the sky is falling, the sun is risen. A city built to 5 dimensions undergoing circumcision. 8 days under Judaic law. Dear diary, I'm fiery, divine winds my friend. Took me back to the beginning when I swore it was the end. From the fiery depths, found the ocean within. My penmanship seals it straight through my lips. I'm hip to your games, hip to the science of war. Propaganda make me fight, but what am I fighting for? My way of life, beans and rice, give or take less or more. See through the eyes of the poor, plus I'm black to the core. Ignorance is on tour, booking stadiums and more. The days of Hitler painting pictures patriotic with gore. You raise a flag on a land, catch a bald eagle's claw. That's the symbol on your currency to finance your war. I'm saying no, not in my name, not in my life, not by my hands, that ain't my fight, not in my name.
You wage a war against terrorists and violence and try to wave your guns of fear and sword in the silence.
I'm saying no, not in my name, not in my life, not by my hands, that ain't my fight, not in my name.
You built your empire with natives and slaves, like the truth don't resurrect, wage a war from its grave.
We got brothers on the sideline, ready for the front line. Tell me when it's my time, won't you tell me? We got women on the sideline, ready for the front line. Tell me when it's my time, won't you tell me? You won't put it in your headline. People are in that line. Do we need a headline? Do we really?
We only see what they want us to see. We'll only be what they want us to be. Fighting in their army.
We pledge resistance. We pledge to defend civil liberties against social and political repression. We pledge alliance with those who have come under attack for voicing opposition to the war. We pledge to make common cause with the people of the world, to bring about justice, freedom,